Hi, this is Hot Chocolate with Paul. Today I'm going to talk about my driving habits. And I am going to do this completely unedited. The reason I'm doing it this way is because I want to show that when I'm using my video camera on my phone, it is not interfering with anything that I'm doing while driving. So I put a lot of videos out there. Getting into my car now. I put a lot of videos out there that have some driving on it, and I just want to show how I do it in an unedited fashion. Taking my jacket off. So, looking into my car right now, and this is the spot where my camera is mounted every time I'm driving. So, getting in. So, as you may have noticed already, I had no intro on this particular video because I want to show that this is completely unedited, because I want to show how I do it. Because when I do it in an edited version, what you don't see is the part where I'm putting the camera together, not together, but where I'm, sorry, I got distracted. See, I'm leaving that in there. The part where I get everything organized, I guess that's what I mean, where I set the camera up and get everything organized. So when I am driving, it's completely hands-free. Obviously dash cams are legal, and using a phone hands-free are both legal. And then I want to show what my driving habits are like as a school bus driver, which I apply to driving my own vehicle as well. One thing I've always said is when you learn how to be a school bus driver, the first thing you got to do is get rid of all of your bad driving habits. So I'm going to talk about that while I'm doing this. So the first thing I want to do is set up my video camera on the phone, on the mount, I mean. Gotta get my keys out. And one thing I do is get my seatbelt on. The only time I ever touch the camera is once when I flip the camera around so that the camera can see out the front of the window, and I'm going to do that in a second. So, ready to go. As a school bus driver, what I would normally do is there's a pre-check. I'm not going to go through that whole thing right now, but basically we go around the car, check all the tires, nuts and bolts, and look for scratches, damage, make sure all the lights are working. Let me do the same thing on the inside. So I'm getting in my own car, I got my headlights on, which is standard for driving during the daylight these days, but that's what it is. So now I'm going to touch it one time so that I can flip the camera around, and then I'm going to drive off and talk about some of my driving habits. So here we go. Finger's going to touch it. And it is flipped around. Wave to my friend there. Now something I always do, I use my turn signal when I'm coming out of a parking spot. I was once told you can never overuse a turn signal. Always let people know your intentions. And same thing right here, stop, make sure nobody's coming, and then turn signals on, proceed, go up to the stop sign, and there's the white line in the road, that is the stop line. You do not go past the stop line. Signal my intention, but if you can't see what's going on, once you do your stop, then you can move up a little bit. I'm looking both ways. I see no cars in either direction, so now I can move on. And here we go. Driving down the road, and this is something that I state every year when I do a road test on the school bus. I state the things that I see, hazards that I see, and what, if any, action I need to take to make sure that there is no accident or anything like that. So as I'm driving along, I see that the light up ahead is green. It's It's been green for a while. They call that a stale green. So I'm slowing down a little bit just to make sure that it's not going to turn yellow on me. And it's good. I'm seeing that the speed limit is 45. I'm watching my speed. Continuing on. I've got both hands on the wheel. There's an intersection on the right there. I see no cars coming. Yes, I do state all of these things when I'm taking a road test on a school bus, and these are things you're supposed to be watching anyways while you're driving a car. There's a speed limit sign again. I already said it's 45. I'm watching my speed limit. There's a sign that says school bus stop ahead. It's later in the afternoon. I'm unlikely to see a school bus at this time, but it is possible, so I'm watching for it. A couple more roads on the sides here. I'm watching them. Coming up to an intersection, it's red. Now here's something that people cheat on all the time. See that yellow patch on the left there? That means you're not supposed to drive there. Got my turn signal on. I wait until I get into this dashed line right here, and that's where I go into the lane. The light is green. I do not have a green arrow, so obviously I'm going to stop. I pull up into the intersection, and I'm waiting for clearing in the opposite direction. Both hands on the wheel. And I'm not going to cut across the lane. If you know what I'm talking about, you can't see it on the camera right now. But, you got to move up, make sure you get into the actual lane and not cut across the lines there. It means a sharper turn, but your car is capable of doing it, so that's what you do. And here, the speed limit sign says 40. I'm watching my speed. This is Manitou Road. I've often complained about people speeding on Manitou Road. I'm not one of them. And if you don't like my speed, too bad. I follow the rules. I know that this area here is well known for accidents, so I'm watching. That's Ridgeway Avenue right there on the right. Going over the canal bridge, and there's another exit for Ridgeway Avenue on the left. Very bad accident happened. This Big Ridge Road. Very bad accident happened here last year. It was a fatal accident. Dump truck tipped over onto a car. Now, if you look at the lines on the road here, there's a lot of solid yellow lines, and I get people passing me all the time, even on the solid yellow lines, because everybody's so darn impatient. I see some cars on the road shoulder up ahead. They got the flashers on. Obviously, with this being a two-lane road, I can't merge over to the left. But because I don't know what's going on and they've got their hazard lights on, I am going to slow down. Give them a little break. Make sure nobody jumps out in front of me from between the cars. Okay, I'm past that safely. Now I can speed up again. And yes, I do drive with these habits all the time. For one thing, it's safe, and for another thing, it always keeps me ready to take a road test in a school bus anytime. Sometimes I don't get any advance notice that I'm going to be tested on a particular day, so I'm always ready. I'm in the habit. There's a sign there that says deer crossing for the next mile. Yes, I did hit a deer back there at that intersection back there. I guess it was about 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago. It was dark. I saw one deer come out. I avoided that one, and then the next one behind it, I couldn't stop fast enough. Wasn't a lot of damage, but it was enough. The deer ran off. I don't know what his ultimate fate was. Coming up to Ridge Road here, I'll be making a right turn. I signal my intention in advance. I'm not the kind of person who turns his signal on halfway into the turn. Point is to let people know in advance what your intentions are. I don't hog the car in front of me. I leave a little bit of space. That way, if somebody were to hit me from behind, hopefully I wouldn't hit the car in front of me. I'm mindful of my turn here, making sure I don't go into the road shoulder like that person just did. And get into the right lane, and not cross over into the left lane right away. Now I want to get into the left lane. So here's where I turn my turn signal on again. Make sure that nobody's coming up on the left, and then go into it. Guitar Center on the right there. I like that place. Stutzman's Guitar Center. Now ordinarily, I would be driving in the right lane, but where I'm going to be going on the left side pretty soon. So I'm getting ready for that. So this is it right here. There's the dashed lines. That's where I go in. And then keep the turn way up so I'm not crossing over any lines when I make that turn. And then up here, make a right turn. Yep, I'm signaling my intention. Yep, this is Kohl's. Kohl's and JCPenney are about the only places where I can find clothes that are my size. So that's where I go. Being 6'5". There we go. Pull into my parking spot. Making sure I'm between the lines. I'm not one of those jerks that's going to park like an idiot. And I'm going to flip the camera around one more time. And there we are. So there you have it, an unedited video. And if this was a normal video, what I would do after recording this is, not in my car, not while I'm driving, go back and add the intro and the ending, where I have the little drum beat. And then if there's any parts within the video that I want to take out, then I would take it out. So that's all for Hot Chocolate with Paul for today. It's just a little sample of some of my driving habits. And have a good day.